It's Jen on the go. Welcome back to this channel. Today's video is a ride-along video, specifically Instacart. I have been gone from Massachusetts for 2 weeks visiting my parents and my sister, and it feels so good to be back. In all transparency, I have not been able to Instacart, and not because I didn't want to. It's because the market where I was absolutely trash. The orders that were popping up, and I was always checking, almost checking too often, look like this and this and this, and there was even one that popped up that looked like this. Absolutely no way would I have left my parents, my sister, to go do one of these atrocious orders. And as you can see, these orders did not have a tip. So I have not been Instacarting. I feel a little out of touch, but that's okay. I'll get right back in touch. It is early here in Massachusetts. I'm going to go grab a Starbucks coffee, and I'm going to see what this app looks like on Instacart, see how much money I can make. It is the day after the July 4th holiday, so wish me luck. I'm so happy you are here. Let's go. Here's a quick peek at my batch screen this morning. As you can see, these orders are just meh. So I'm going to be patient rather than take that double batch. Absolutely not. Let's see what else I can grab, if anything. Oh, here's one, $37.48, 42 items. But I think the customer tip is great. So yes, it is. Let's do this. I just accepted my first batch of the day, right around $30-something. I'm going to put it right here. The customer tip, though, is well over $20. It felt so good to finally see an order with a generous customer tip. That is what I'm talking about. Again, in my parents' market, it just wasn't there, and that was in Illinois. The strategy really comes down to what market everyone is located in. So I'm going to go get this done. It's about 42 items. The drop-off's half a mile away. Really, really grateful for this batch. So let's go. Yes, we have a communicator. I love when this happens. I sent Sandy the intro message right when I got into the store, and then her husband pops up saying, "Sorry to disappoint you, Jen, but this is Steve, Sandy's husband, online if you need me." So then I'm chatting back with him, as you can see. But it just makes the day so much easier when you have a communicator right out of the gate. So now I'm looking at the list. Time to shop. The app prompted me to give Steve a refund on his plant-based burgers because there wasn't an option to replace. And this must mean because he didn't put a replacement in. Have you guys noticed that? Anyway, I sent him a photograph of the same burgers, just more quantity of them. And I'm waiting for him to respond back to me. So yeah, that must be a new update. If the customer doesn't put in a replacement, it prompts us to refund instead. So here I am scanning in because I received his approval. So no problem. Okay, I just dropped off Steve's order, and both he and his wife met me at the door. We chatted for quite a bit. Very sweet. They were appreciative, and I was appreciative of them. You got to love customers that get it, right? So here I am back in the car scrolling, and it's telling me to come back later. I'll keep you guys posted. I just completed batch number 2. The total payout was right around $25. Yeah, I think that's what it was. I'm going to put it right here for you guys. It was a $14 tip with 27 items. So not terrible. It was a half a mile drop off, which was close, and in my favorite grocery store that I missed. And I love shopping there, so I was happy to do it. Unfortunately, though, this customer ordered a lot of produce. In fact, it was mostly produce, and she was incredibly picky, which is good. I'm picky about my produce too. For instance, she ordered 18 bananas, and of the 18 bananas, 3 of them had to look this way, 3 of them had to look that way, 2 of them had to be miniature, so we were going back and forth. We had a lovely conversation, but you know that takes time. But better to save our ratings than it is to reduce our speed. So after that order, I noticed my phone was on less than 10%, and I forgot my car charger. How did I do that? And my portable charger, so I had to run home, and now I have it. It's like an American Express card. Don't leave home without it. Oh my gosh, if you guys don't have one of these, make sure you do. I would be lost without this. So I thought I was going to die in the vine, but I didn't. So, whew, crisis avoided. Now I'm at the post office. I'm going to go get my mail because when I was looking for batches, it was telling me there are no batches available. Come back later. I'm going to do just that, grab my mail, and then take you guys with me should I receive more batches. Thanks for being here. I just completed my third and final batch of the day. After I picked up my mail, it did take a long time for another batch to pop up. They were telling me to drive to other areas, and I wasn't going to do that because the areas were too far or the batches were low tip or no tip, and you know, that's just not what I do. So I waited, and I did pick up a double batch. The payout ended up being $46. Too many items though. It was well over 50 items, which took a while, but that's okay. I'm a little out of practice. Unfortunately, with the double batches, we don't get to see that second customer's tip, which ended up being, I think, $6 or $7, and the first customer tipped $15. So that was okay, I guess. That put my daily total at $108. I was active 4 hours on the app, and if you break that down, and this does not include drive time, I made $27 an hour today. And this is low for me in my market. And again, I talked about strategy earlier. It's simple. The strategy is what market you are in. There is no secret sauce. It really just comes down to what area everybody is working in. And we know this. So rather than beat yourself up over you not being able to make money where you are, just look at it as this is what your market is offering you. So if you're not doing well on Instacart in your market, then it is definitely time to change it up. And even for me with my market, this market is way better than the market that I was working in or looking at when I was in Illinois. But having said that, my hourly wage is going down. So I'm going to hit it again tomorrow and see if I can pull this hourly wage up, even if it's just a little bit. Thank you for staying with me. I hope you guys are having a great day, and I'll be in touch tomorrow morning. Good morning. It is the next day. I did wake up to my 5-star rating still intact. I am grateful. We all know it is a slippery slope with these ratings. I have 63 5-star ratings as of this morning. And of the 4 customers I serviced, only 1 out of 4 rated me and left a comment in the comment section, which leads me to my next point. I did a recent community poll on my YouTube channel, polling the community right alongside with Instacart Dude, asking if you have seen a difference in the amount of ratings you are receiving. On that poll, 971 of you did vote, and 49% of you are stating that you have seen a drastic drop in the amount of 5-star ratings. So we're trying to get to the bottom of it and see how often this is happening. Here's what we do know though, most customers will not bother to rate their shoppers even when they do an exceptional job, and that is so frustrating. And we also know that customers really don't know how to rate their shoppers, and a lot of customers assume that if they hand out a 4-star rating, it is still above average. So that is the fault of Instacart for not making this clear. But I am going to start Instacarting this morning, hoping I can make a little money to get that hourly wage up from yesterday. And again, it all depends on the market we are in. I'm trying to see what this market will do for me today. In addition to that, I did schedule myself on DoorDash, and also I have Uber Eats running. And interesting, speaking of market, a lot of people just do so well with DoorDash and Uber Eats because they are in an area that is plentiful. But I am literally in the parking lot of a very busy Starbucks, and I have my Uber Eats app on, and not one single order is popping up for me. So that's okay. I'm still going to keep the app open and maybe multi-app a little bit today or not. I'm hoping to make most of my money today on Instacart, and I'm so glad you guys are here. So let's get to scrolling. Wow, look at these orders. I mean, what is there really to even say about these orders? I don't get it. This is like working for absolutely nothing. This is a double order, 45 items. Slim pickings over here. I'm sitting in the parking lot of my favorite grocery store, and as you can see from the screen recording right before this, nothing is happening. These orders are busted in my market today, so bummer. So instead of being a sitting duck, I'm going to drive over to Costco and sit in that parking lot and get ready for the 10 a.m. batch drop. And usually I get lucky, but we'll see. Fingers are crossed. I'm taking you guys with me. Well, so much for that strategy. I was just about in the Costco parking lot, and I was able to accept a batch back to my favorite grocery store. This one was $50, so I am grateful, but I'm like, are you kidding me? The minute I leave the parking lot, then the batches come in. I'm not complaining, but this is how it goes sometimes. Then on my way back to this grocery store where I'm about to do this batch, my first Uber Eats order did pop up. I think it was $13. I'll put it right here, but was driving 9 miles. So I probably wouldn't have taken it anyway, but motion creates commotion. So let's go get this done. Okay, I just finished dropping off that first order. I was allocated 43 minutes and I did this order in 39 minutes. So not terrible. No refunds whatsoever, and just a couple replacements. You gotta love the customers that communicate. I just love it. It makes the experience so much better. And just a quick tip, especially in these warm, hot summer months. In Massachusetts, the humidity today is right around 100 degrees. This person ordered shrimp and ice cream. So on the delivery instructions, it did state, meet the customer for this delivery, and then it stated underneath that in red. I'll put it right here. If the customer is not available, leave the groceries at the door. So I always make sure I send the photograph with the cooler bags in the photo so that the customer will clearly see that I took care of the groceries and I kept them cool. That's just a tip. I recommend doing that because every little bit helps, and we really have to do what we have to do to protect our rating. So I'm not foreseeing a problem with this batch, but that was a really good one. So let me jump off here and see if I can grab another batch. There's nothing showing up on the batch screen right now. In fact, it's telling me that there aren't a lot of batches available where I am right now, and advising me to head on over to the Costco for my best chance of getting a batch. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back to the Costco parking lot and see if what they're stating is fact. While I was on my way to the Costco parking lot, I did miss a couple good batches that I saw come through. But again, I was driving, so I had to be very careful. And then when I got to the parking lot, I was dissecting a batch that came through from Five Below. Yeah, sorry, I couldn't remember it. 2 items, driving 9 miles with 0 tip. Are you kidding me? Absolutely not. So while I was looking at that batch, another one popped up from my local grocery store. I missed a $45 single batch. I'm so mad at myself, but you guys know the game. We have to keep our heads down and focused at all times. So I'm missing out on all of these good batches while entertaining and screenshotting the icky batches. So I need to pay attention. Right back to it. I just completed my second order of today. Definitely nothing to rave about at all, but I took it because it was very close and in my favorite grocery store, very close drop off. Only ended up being $18.72. I'll put it right here with an $8.84 customer tip. 23 items, but in cases like this, I decided, you know what, let me make the most of this and work on my speed, which I did. So I was able to complete this batch in 12 minutes and 55 seconds, and I was given 25 minutes. So that helps the speed for sure. Also being familiar with the grocery stores that you shop in, and this is the one I just know like the back of my hand, that helps. But luckily, I got to the checkout. This person ordered Dave's hamburger buns, and I noticed when I grabbed the buns that they felt a little light. It was supposed to be an 8 count of buns in the package, and there were only 7 in there. I'm like, what the heck? There's a bun thief apparently. But if I didn't catch that, oh my goodness, I could have gotten rated poorly. So who knew, right, to even check the bun count? So I don't know what happened. I ended up taking the buns to the service desk, and, they couldn't figure it out. So I doubt someone stole one bun, but oh my gosh, that was a close call with getting a bad rating, because probably the customer would think I took their hamburger bun because I was hungry. I hope not. But anyway, before I accepted that batch, I did receive a few Grubhub orders. I'll put those right here. I believe one was, how much? $12.10. I think one was $8, and I forgot how much the other one was. I'll put it right here. But I declined all of those. I just wasn't in the mood. So yeah, 2 batches under my belt. The batches are definitely steady today. They're popping up. But again, nothing great. I took that $50 one, which was exciting. But these are just blah, right? They're coming. I mean, they're consistent and they're steady, which is a good thing, but nothing that is really phenomenal. So I'll keep you posted. Third order, Petco, just dropped it off, 1 item. And of course, it was the heaviest item in the store, but I didn't mind. It's good exercise. I dropped that off, no problem at all. The payout was, I think, $19. I'll put it right here. The customer tip was over $11, which was very nice. And there was nothing to it. I love shopping at Petco. First of all, I'm a dog lover, so anytime I have an opportunity to see a dog, I don't have one. I'm going to get one soon. But anytime I can see a dog, I'm all about it. So a lot of people don't like Petco, but I personally do like shopping in Petco because they're usually really easy and very minimal items. And then, of course, when I dropped it off, it said, meet the customer for this delivery. And it never fails. Every time this happens, the customers do not come to the door. So after a couple times ringing her doorbell and going through all of the steps through the app, she finally did come to the door. I think she was napping, which I felt bad. But I'm like, here's your dog food. She said, that's an awfully big bag. I said, well, this is the one on your list. But it was fine. So hopefully there's no problem. I did snap a picture of her taking the dog food in, just so I could have it. But other than that, very uneventful. So that's 3 batches down. I am so calling it quits for today. I ended up making $90.40, and yes, I should stay out long enough to at least crack 100, but you know what? I'm just not feeling it. I don't want to. According to my car, the temperature outside is 100 degrees outside, and it actually feels way hotter than that, so I'm just going to be done. The payout today was $30.72 in Instacart payments, and my tips were $59.68. Sorry, that's how I like it. I like my tips to be higher than the Instacart payout. I was active 2.23 hours on the app, bringing my hourly wage to $40.54. And yes, that does not include drive time, but I did not do a lot of driving today. I did, though, do a lot of sitting and scrolling and waiting. I was really picky. I cherry picked all day. And again, days like today when nothing really happens, yes, I did grab a $50 batch earlier, which was amazing, but everything else was just boring and nothing eventful. So rather than waste another hour waiting for batches, and plus I'm getting this message now that states I have to drive over to Costco in the parking lot to find batches there, and I just don't wanna. So I'm gonna start again in the morning earlier than I did today. I started too late for my liking. I like to get out at 8, and I started at more like 9:30, 10 today. So that's on me and nobody else. Anyway, that is it for today. Not terrible, but nothing crazy, but at least it's some money coming in. I will see you guys in the morning. Good morning. It is now Thursday, and I'm going to quickly grab a coffee from right there, and then I'm going to head over to the Costco parking lot and wait for the 10 a.m. drops. I'm ready for a big batch because the batches that are coming my way right now in this market are kind of uneventful. So I'm going to bring you guys with me today, and yeah, we'll take it from there. Okay, here come the Costco orders a little after 10 a.m. and these are not looking that great. Really underwhelming. Double batches, $25, only 11 items, but still, that's 2 orders. Yeah, these are ridiculous. I'm used to seeing higher payouts at Costco, in my area, at least in my market, but not today. These are horrendous. And Thursdays are usually pretty busy, so I'm not sure what's happening here. But I'm not liking what I'm seeing at the Costco parking lot in the least. What a complete and colossal disappointment. So here I am sitting in the Costco parking lot at 10 a.m., well before 10 a.m., and as you can see from the last screen recording, there are batches that were popping up. There were batches that were popping up for Costco, but they were double batches, no single batches, and they were for low dollar amounts, high miles. I'm not doing that. And the kicker is they weren't for this Costco. They were for a Costco that is about 10 miles away, and I'm not doing that. I'm not chasing those Costco batches down. And you can see the swarm of Instacart shoppers in the parking lot like little vultures trying to get these batches, and they are not here. So again, really disheartening for those of us who have a 5-star rating that we aren't able to get these good batches. They're disappearing, and they're just not here in the batch queue. It could be market, it could be slow season, but usually Costco, you can grab a batch, especially on a Thursday in my area, for a pretty good amount of money, but not here, not me, not today, so it's not happening. So rather than wait and get frustrated, I did accept another batch back to my local grocery store. It's not a lot of money, but at least it's easy, and I know the store, so it's really frustrating, this whole rat race, and that's all it is. It's like competing, and shoppers are competing with each other, and we're competing with the bots. It's just enough, but I'm going to do my best to keep a positive attitude today, even with the bots. Okay, I just got done dropping off that first order of today. Not bad. The payout was $28 with the customer tip being $17.90. I'll put it right here. Not a lot of items, and right there in my favorite grocery store. I never mind doing it there because I'm in and out, and I love everyone that works in there. So here I am back in the parking lot once again, scrolling for batches. And what's up with all of the batches today that don't have tips? I'll put a couple here so that you can see, but one stands out. Paying $19. I think it's 111 units. I'll put it here so that you guys can see. Good news is, though, that it's still sitting in the batch queue, and it's been in the batch queue for quite a while, and I hope it sits there forever. And I'm so proud of all of the shoppers who are not taking that order, because an order like that is a complete slap in the face. And you know what Instacart's going to do? They are going to reward that non-tipping customer with a customer that is generously tipping. So that is not okay. So I hope that order does sit there, but we know that that's not going to happen. I do have all the other apps on, including Grubhub, Uber Eats, and DoorDash. I am getting quite a lot of orders today from Grubhub. I have not taken any yet because they seem to be a little further than what I like them to be. And on Grubhub, it doesn't tell you the exact miles, so I just didn't want to risk it today. I'm kind of being a baby. So I made myself unavailable on Grubhub. And check this out. I did get an order on DoorDash, and I was excited because the payout was $13.50, which did include the customer tip, but the drop off 19 miles. And then you get the message that states, you missed a great delivery opportunity. Really? Because I think I just dodged a bullet. The thing that drives me crazy about these tech apps is they think we're stupid. That's my biggest frustration. It's like, just be honest and don't try to play us like that. It drives me insane. But anyway, I'm trying to be positive today and not go down the rat hole of negativism. It's easy to do when you work on these apps, but I'm going to stay with it. I don't know how long I'll stay out today because I do want to get this video up, but I did just miss a single batch, $45, because right next to me was the mailman having his lunch. So we were having a conversation with my window open. Then I looked at the batch and I missed it. Darn it. Oh well, when you're an Instacart shopper, you have to have your head down at all times and focused, and that was my bad because I wasn't. All right, I'll keep you guys updated. It definitely pays to be patient. I ended up waiting another 10 or 15 minutes in the parking lot, and I was able to quickly grab a batch and not lose it. This time it was for $61.62. I'll put that right here. The Instacart payment was only $16.07, but the customer tip ended up being $45.55. I had one refund only because this customer was absolutely non-responsive, but that's okay. I'm still happy with that. It was a little further than I wanted because do you guys ever do that when you accept a batch and you think you're going to one store, but then you realize it was a different store because both towns started with the same letter? Yeah, that happened to me, but it's all right. I'm still happy with that. And that made my daily total today, because I only did 2 batches today, $89.66. I worked 2.21 hours, or I was active. That does not include drive time. And that brought my hourly wage today to $40.57. So, is my market still worth it? Being an Instacart shopper, it depends. A lot of things come into account, like, are you a 5-star shopper? For me, I'm a 5-star shopper, so I guess I can say this week, especially being right after a holiday week, it was busy enough. It wasn't great, but I am at a 5-star, so I felt that I at least had every advantage. And again, every area is different. You may be a 4.96 or a 4.98 in your area, and that works for you as well. It really depends on market. So for me, being at a 5-star, I would think I should have a better market than I do. It's definitely not like it's been. It is a lot of cherry picking, but that's okay. I'm willing to do it because, again, what I'm not going to do is ever accept an order without a tip. And those orders without tips are a little more frequent than I'm used to seeing. So I don't know what's going on or what that's about. I'm trying to get to the bottom of that. But yeah, overall, I would say my market is okay. And I hope your market is okay. And I hope if you don't have a 5-star, you're still able to make that money. Again, it just depends on your rating in your certain market. So when you see all these other YouTubers out there making all that money, of course, we're happy for everybody. And even other people that you may know, just understand that they are in a completely different location. And depending on where you are, it depends on how much money you can make. And that's just a fact. And before I leave you guys, I want to congratulate another YouTuber who just hit 1,000 subscribers. His name is Joe Gig. If you don't know him, you need to know him. He is an awesome person, so kind and really talented, and he works in the gig economy just like you and just like me. I'm going to link his channel in the description box below. Make sure you check out his video on his road to 1,000 subscribers. It's not easy being on YouTube, so I personally, again, congratulate Joe. He's such a nice guy, please check him out. And if you're interested, subscribe to him and leave him a comment. Thank you so much. That would mean the world to me and Joe. I will see you guys this Sunday for another video. I'm going to be talking about customer tips again and my thoughts about the Para app. So if you're interested in hearing what I have to say about it, stay tuned because that's what I'm going to be talking about. So I love you all. I appreciate you all so much. Thank you for subscribing to this channel, for your support. It truly means the world to me. I respect you all immensely. Just please know that I do. And in case, if no one's told you yet, I'm telling you right now that I think you're awesome. So I'm going to go on that note. And we got some rain happening here. I think this is Elsa. Yikes. I'm out of here. See you guys Sunday. Love you.